I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm good.
So what's this unpopular opinion thing? What's
Okay,
that?
so you've
So
never
it's
watched a podcast
it's
before.
like a- it's
no,
like-
no
yeah.
problem.
Not all the way through.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So okay, basically what we do is we go around, just say an opinion that's unpopular, and we discuss it, and that's literally it. Okay, so there's a show on Netflix right now called Inventing Anna. Have you guys watched it?
I haven't watched it yet, but I know all about the actual story because it was like a crime documentary,
story.
and I saw like all the documentaries about it.
I was watching it, and I looked over at Chelsea, and I was like, fashion has to be the lowest form of art that there is.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
That's pretty unpopular, yeah.
Okay.
Right? And here's what I'll say, okay, is that there's elitism in every art form, right? Like you're gonna find that kind of classism, elitism thing. Like, this is for poor people, this is for rich people type thing. But with fashion, it's like exclusively what is acceptable and good is only what's expensive and made by certain designers. And that's it. And beyond that, if you try to look like that and fail, there's no respect for you. You are You are dog shit.
Yep.
I think it's the most surfaced and lowest form of art that there is. It is an art. To be able to think like that and use your clothes as a form of expression is art.
I kind of agree with you because the fashion is with the high fashion and everything like that, it's not functionable.
There's no function.
But everything that you wear was fashioned and created and everything like that.
I think what you're saying is
yeah.
that the people who make it has nothing to do with that. It is the actual designers of it. That's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking take this and rip it across here and it's gonna sell for $200. And you're like, what the fuck was the purpose of that?
Yeah,
it's stupid.
Exactly. And the fact that if that same thing
Not
was
the guy
done,
who had to sew it together. He's fucking busting his ass. He knows how to fucking sew. That's a hell of an art.
But even beyond that, it's like it doesn't matter that the rip is there. It's who ripped it. Because
Right.
like anybody could have ripped it, and it's like you're a fucking idiot. But like this one designer fucking ripped it, and now it's a statement.
Yeah, it's pretty unpopular.
And that's a
Yeah.
unique characteristic to fashion. That's not a thing in music.
I would agree with that unpopular opinion.
I like it. What do you think, Bill?
I would disagree, yeah.
You would disagree?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Because it is extremely artistic and very hard to create those things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is art.
I didn't say it wasn't art.
Well,
It's the lowest form of it.
no, exactly, but I think it is a high form of art in the fact that the only thing that makes you think that it's not art is because it is functionable.
No. It's not because a lot of the designs don't actually serve any kind of function. It's just who made them that make it
But you could argue that with music and art and everything.
That's not necessarily true, though.
It's also why it's an unpopular
No,
opinion.
because I can listen to music written by anybody.
Yeah.
And it could be good or it could be bad.
Sure. But
you
That's
can
not the
appreciate
same
it.
thing with fashion.
Yeah.
But like you could say that it could be good or bad, but you could look at like super high fashion art and you'd be like, oh, that's awful. The same way that you could look at pop art,
Right, but
pop
but-
music and
right,
everything
but
like
the
that.
but the
because
establishment-
like Adele's like, oh, I'm gonna make a new song, and then she does, and then everybody else's records get put on hold for fucking 6 months.
It doesn't-
because she's Adele.
it doesn't take
It's the
away-
same way with fucking Ralph Lauren making a new fucking set of jeans.
Who decides that what this guy's saying is fashion? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, who told Ralph Lauren that his jeans were worth fucking $400 fucking dollars?
Right.
Who decided that?
And if somebody
Yeah.
else does the same exact thing, then that's not cool. It's only because Ralph Lauren did it, right? But like in music, that's not the case. We could go and play a fucking Tom Petty
Then
tune.
explain Fergie. How did she get to be who she is?
She might be very talented, but I'm not saying that there's
She's
not,
not.
that there's not things that slip through
You've
the
seen that
cracks.
Star Spangled Banner, right?
Okay,
She's fucking garbage.
how about you do that in front of fucking millions of people?
how about
Be scared.
How-
Totally. You're missing the point, though. The point
no?
that I'm making
I'm being
is that
unpopular. It's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I just disagree with
the
you. 100%.
only thing that makes certain fashion statements acceptable is who made it. It's not the same thing with music. People across the board can listen to music and say, I fucking love that song. I don't care who did it. Or this cover of this song is fucking amazing. I don't care who did it. In fashion, that's a knockoff because that person didn't do it. In fashion, it's like, It might be like something that could have been cool, but we'll never know because this person or that person didn't do it. It's because somebody who's unknown.
But don't you see how how that like reflects upon the same way that music does?
No, because
it's
again,
the same fucking thing. Where like the big
it's
name
not-
artists do it.
It's not the financial reward that I'm talking about. Probably the intrinsic value of the art itself is what I'm saying.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Like almost
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah, it's very unpopular.
What's yours?
Mine's great. Everybody's opinion matters.
That isn't. You're saying that your unpopular opinion is that people think that everybody's opinion matters.
That
No,
I
he thinks everyone's
everybody's
opinion matters.
everybody's opinion is of value, no matter what it is.
You truly think that, or you're saying you don't think?
I do think that.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
probably
that's
the most
all.
unpopular opinion I've ever
Yeah,
had.
I would agree with that.
I mean, it's not factual.
I
right?
agree that is. An unpopular
like
opinion.
I just said, like it's a very unpopular, but I think it is.
But you always do that. It's
No.
it's
I'm not trying to be like, oh, this is unpopular. That's probably the most unpopular
No.
thing there is.
What
I'm
you
being
do
dead
is
serious.
what you do is that you take objective truths and then you negate the fact that they're just that's reality, and then you say something that contradicts that, and then you say it's an opinion. It's well, that's just my opinion. It's like
Because a lot of people's opinions are that like
You find that every person's opinion matters to you?
not to me, but it does matter.
it doesn't matter.
It
though,
does
right?
matter, yes.
If you're not an engineer,
Yeah.
okay, and you have an opinion on the process of constructing a plane, your opinion doesn't actually matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
It does.
You have no say in this. People fly in that plane every day, and your opinion, if it's not going to be in line with the engineers you're talking about, and you have no education on the matter, your opinion doesn't get to determine the outcome of the people that are on that plane, potentially, right? So everyone's opinion doesn't matter in every
It has
scenario.
to matter.
Like as a fact, it doesn't.
It has
though.
to though, because then only certain people's opinions matter.
Yeah, that's what they're
Yes.
paid for.
No, I don't think that's the truth. I think everybody's opinion matters.
That is
If I'm an
insane.
engineer
Yeah.
and I built an airplane, right? And the people who pay to have that airplane, who pay me
Yeah.
to build this airplane,
Yeah.
my design, I'm the one that built it. Nobody else. They listen to me. And you're fucking Joe Schmo walking off the fucking street, and you're like, I think that plane the wing should have a 90-degree angle to them. They're gonna look at you. The people who pay for me to build it are gonna look at you and go, bro, your opinion don't fucking mean shit to me.
Yeah, because it actually doesn't matter. Because that's a dumb
Right.
thing to say.
So how does your opinion in that situation matter to them?
Matter to each individual person probably is not what I'm trying to say. It's the fact that every person is able to have an opinion about everything, and that everybody's opinion does matter. Otherwise, then you're in a sort of elitist group where only your opinion and the smart people's opinion matters.
I guess it depends on the subject matter.
When it comes
Or the
down
situation?
when it comes down to science, what you're trying to say, with especially like that an airplane won't work this way, that's not really opinion, is it?
Well, that's what. But
No, but that's not opinion, is it? That's,
no, it's not
that's
opinion.
Science. Yeah.
Right, but somebody can still have an opinion on the manufacturing process of the plane.
like how it should be made.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I was saying. It was like, hey, I think these wings should be at a 90-degree angle, and you're like,
that's an opinion.
yeah, that's an opinion. The opinion of what you're saying means absolute irrelevant whatsoever. On that airplane wing being at a 90-degree angle, you're like, why? We're like, I don't know, because I just think it'd be cool. And you're like, well, that doesn't fucking mean shit.
Well, it would be in that sense where you say it would be cool. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
Right,
no, that
but-
matters. Whether or not it's going to
I mean,
get
I
off the
could say,
ground,
hey,
that has something to do with that.
I could say, dude, this fucking wall is such a beautiful white, and you could be like, no, it's like the most fucking hideous white I've ever fucking seen.
that matters.
That's because that is a non-scientific
Exactly.
paid method of
yeah,
science.
Yeah.
there's no stakes there. When there's stakes, okay, the opinions matter.
Well, I'm
or
try-
opinions don't matter.
Apples are
Sometimes they
delicious.
don't
No,
matter.
the fuck they're not. They taste like shit. Well,
I guess.
No
I
stakes
guess.
there.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
That's all I'm trying to say. You can't just fucking cherry pick which people get to have an opinion about stuff.
Yes, you can because
No,
the world.
no,
Yes,
no,
you-
no,
the-
because that's wrong.
Sorry, you can't cherry pick on what people get to have an opinion about. Like everyone can have an opinion.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
cede to that statement.
But you can
Okay,
choose
then
what-
I
Their
guess that's
opinions
what I'm trying to say.
don't actually matter though,
No,
right?
they-
All
but-
the time.
But what I'm trying to say is what I see is a lot of people being like Like somebody has grown up a certain way and believes there are certain beliefs, and it's completely outside of the normalcy of the popular belief is.
Yeah, I agree in both aspects.
And arguing with them about their opinion and it being stupid and saying that it doesn't matter, that is completely false.
I think that it's all circumstantial.
I don't think when you say it's circumstantial, because then you get to throw in that was it straw man argument about like, well, they're gonna have an opinion about airplanes should have
no straw man argument.
Fucking thing. That's a straw man argument because it's like that's kind of besides the point. It's not really what I'm talking about.
There's no straw man argument. The reality is that a lot of people that have no fucking inkling about how things work have an opinion on those things,
right?
And their
why should it be taken in consideration?
Exactly. It doesn't matter.
Where do you draw the line?
Oh,
then?
It's pretty easy. If somebody comes
to
up
yourself,
to me,
each person was different. I think
exactly. If somebody comes up to me and says like, "Hey, man, I work at Walmart as a stock boy, but I think that you need to take this approach with side hustle," I would be like, "That's cool. You can go fuck yourself."
Right.
That's because their opinion
that's their opinion.
Because it doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to say
it's irrelevant. Like you don't know what you're talking about, so why would I take that into consideration?
Devaluing somebody's opinion based on the fact that you think that they don't matter.
No, not that they don't matter.
No,
their
because
opinion doesn't matter.
That their opinion doesn't matter.
But people are not their opinions, though, right?
I think that's all we are.
Oh well, that's then. If we don't agree on that, then we're never going to come to an agreement on the greatest thing.
Yeah, they do.
No,
unpopular opinion.
A very unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion, bro.
You're right. I have to let this one go.
You're gonna have to.
Fact and I are over here.
I deny facts. I support opinions.
Yeah, deny facts. Hashtag. That's Billy's slogan for running for president. Yeah. Deny facts.
I support your opinion.